Samsung haven't been quite as adventurous with their color options this year, but I'm not particularly mad about it. This year we've got the Samsung exclusive Jet Black S25 Ultra. It looks sophisticated, it feels premium, and it's probably Samsung's best designed candy bar phone yet. But is it really worth upwards of $1,300? To find out, let's go back to the unboxing. So this is a really exciting moment for me, as my Galaxy Z Fold 4 is absolutely cooked, but also the Galaxy Note 10 Plus from several years ago really made a big impact on me and was actually a big part of getting this channel off the ground. So returning to a Note style phone is a big moment filled with high expectations. Anyway, this year Samsung had a plethora of offers going on at pre-order, one being the free Galaxy Buds 3s, which we'll take a look at another day. They've just been popped in the box loose there, and then underneath this we've got the S25 Ultra itself in jet black. The box seems quite a bit smaller than in the past, which I'm assuming is because we don't get chargers included these days. Interesting box design this year though. Compared to the Z Fold from a few years back, it's got a much simpler, more matte finish. Cardboard aside though, here it is, the jet black S25 Ultra. Instantly, it's stunning. I really like how we've got that metal finish all over the phone. Again, comparing it to my Z Fold 4 and even the Note 10 Plus, we had glass backs, which I'm not a fan of personally. What's instantly striking about the S25 Ultra though this year is those rounded off corners. You wouldn't think it, but it's done so much for the phone. It's created, in my opinion, a much more modern, refined, organic look. There's not only there to appeal to the eyes, but also to your hands as well. You see, the new rounded off corners fit much better inside your hand. I remember again from the days of the Note 10 Plus, the corners felt so sharp and uncomfortable in comparison. And this is important because this is a huge phone. It dwarfs the Z Fold 4 when it comes to sitting in your hand and pocket. Even with the display folded out, it's actually not that far behind the fold. And once we've got the fold out, you'll notice something that's new this year on the S25 Ultra, and that is the display. If you focus your eyes on the Z Fold 4's cover display for a second, you'll see you're actually reflecting a lot more light in comparison to the S25 Ultra. It's not matte, but it's definitely dimmer by comparison. This should help you on a sunny day paired with a much improved brightness. Tom's Guide did a really good test here where they used a light meter and they measured the S25 Ultra at 1860 nits of brightness, which is a significant step up from the 1363 nits they measured the S24 Ultra at, and it also blew the iPhone 16 Pro Max out of the water by some margin. Anyway, let's continue on around the phone. On the right hand side we've got your volume rocker, and then is not really classed as a power button these days. It tends to be more of an assistant button. What we would normally assume is the power button is there, and this is another area to highlight. If we zoom in and try and give these buttons a bit of a wiggle, they're absolutely solid, a demonstration of some brilliant build quality from Samsung. Now below there we've got your SIM tray, USB-C charging port, speaker, and then the S Pen. Why on earth is it beige? It's a weird moan, I know, but this off-white beige color isn't really doing it for me. One of my subscribers pointed out that we used to have bright yellow pens, but this isn't much better in my opinion. I feel like the beige color just makes it look and feel a little bit cheap. Let me know in the comment section what you think of this. Do you mind having a different colored S Pen, or would you prefer it all to match? Anyway, the S Pen itself feels pretty solid, a very tactile, satisfying click when you pop it up and back in again. On the pen itself, we've got a small metal button, which I'll find out what that can do later on. Moving around again, we've got the cameras. At a glance, they might not look all that different from the S24 Ultra, but they've got these slightly thicker camera rings on them, which if I'm honest, I didn't actually like from the initial leaks, but now seeing it in person, I actually really like them. It's a continuation of the brilliant, elegant design that my eyes were immediately drawn to. Camera spec wise, this year, the biggest improvement is that 200 megapixel main sensor, and then we have that 50 megapixel ultra wide, 50 megapixel periscope, and a 10 megapixel telephoto lens. Again, this is just an unboxing, so we're not going to test them out vigorously, but there are some photos up on screen now for my initial tests. Last bits to look at are the top and left hand side of the phone. Nothing going on here, just solid slabs of titanium metal that feel really good. So let's get my new S25 Ultra turned on and set up. So to turn it on, I've held the button by the volume rocker. We are greeted by this classic Samsung Galaxy booting up screen, and then you get a rather colorful page. It will display several different languages, but don't worry, just hit start and you'll be able to select your country's language there. Next is the easy setup from another device page. I definitely recommend doing this as it will make things a lot faster for you. You can select what exactly you want to come over from your old phone phone as well. For me, I chose everything apart from my photos and videos, so I've got a nice clean slate on this phone. Little tip with this as well, on your old device, go to your WhatsApp and set up a backup. This means once you switch over to this device, you can keep all of your old messages, as you don't by default. Anyway, continuing on, you've got two ways you can go about transferring your data: via internet or USB-C cable. I definitely recommend grabbing the included USB-C cable and attaching it to your old phone if it supports it. It'll go much faster, especially if you have a lot of data to transfer. This could definitely take a while though, depending on what you're transferring, so go and grab a coffee while it sorts itself out. Once it's done, you'll come to the security page where you can set up your passcodes, facial ID, which lets you unlock your phone with your face, and then biometrics. I much prefer using the fingerprint reader though. I feel like it's a bit more secure and convenient. As you can see, this year we've got an under display reader, and pro tip at this stage, add your dominant finger, the one you're most likely to be using to unlock your phone, twice. This just increases the accuracy of the reader. So for me, I've added my left and right thumbs twice, and then my left index finger. The on-screen instructions are pretty self-explanatory, but to add your finger, just roll it around a few times in a different position and the percentage will go up each time. Next steps are adding your Google accounts, choosing your preferred search engine, and enabling Gemini. This is Google's AI model. I currently pay for the premium version. I find it super helpful in day-to-day life. Weirdly, it still asks you to set up Bixby though, which I don't really know why that still exists, especially considering Samsung have partnered with Google this year for all their AI bits. Anyway, next up, you've got a few other bits to confirm, and then a choice of light or dark mode. You can easily change this afterwards if you don't like your choice, but I definitely recommend going with dark mode, as it looks better in my opinion and saves on a little bit of battery life. And then we're all done and ready to explore. You'll get a hints page to scroll through, which I'd recommend if you're not particularly tech savvy. If not, just swipe this away and you can access your brand new phone. Now I want to circle back around quickly to the S Pen. This year it's just a colossal disappointment. There's no nice way of saying it really. It writes as you'd expect, but we've lost that Bluetooth functionality, and Samsung have pretty much confirmed you won't be able to upgrade it either. This means you can no longer use it as a camera shutter controller, something that I used a lot on my Note 10 Plus. For me, this is a massive missed opportunity for Samsung, and we've kind of seen this before with the recent Galaxy Watch Ultra. Samsung have these great ideas like the S Pen or the rotating bezel for the Galaxy Watch Ultra. People love them and then they take it away. Honestly, it makes no sense to me. Now the basic setup and unboxing is over, I'm just going to give you a really good look at the S25 Ultra in jet black out in the real world. I took it for a day out in Oxford just after I unboxed it. I found that it really is a big phone. It's going to take some getting used to for sure, especially operating it with one hand. You can see I was really struggling to hold my camera and record the phone at the same time. Focusing in on the color though, I mean, black is black, but I like that this year there's no surprises. It is just black, no hints of blue or anything else. I remember my Z Fold 3 that came in a green color was actually barely green at all in real life, but this S25 Ultra jet black does live up to its name. The display is something that's also caught my eye. It's appearing really crisp and bright even on a very sunny day. It was something I didn't think I'd be too taken back by, but just look how clear it is. You can even see it well on camera. The colors are super punchy and the resolution is fantastic from my initial impressions. Overall though, I do really love the design. The screen is a really good size and it's a very smart looking phone. The jet black just adds a layer of sophistication and I guess luxury if you like. At the time of recording, I'm also working on a tips and tricks video so you can get a little bit more of a better look at the S25 Ultra. In the meantime, do check out my latest review of the Galaxy Watch Ultra and consider leaving a like and subscribing if you've enjoyed the content today. For now though, I've been Alex, this has been Tech It Easy. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one.